man, oh man, everybody, what's up, what's up, what's up? So I'm a little bit late on this news. So this happened yesterday, February 8th. Patch 4.2 Shadows of Change Content Editions. Part 1 Cathay. Now, as you guys know, freaking Shadows of Change DLC was hot garbage. It really was. So for 20, I mean, I got it for free because I had a buddy buy it for me because he owed me some money. So I didn't spend a dime. But I played it and I kind of just like weirdly felt nothing. Like, I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't like that DLC, you know, because it was missing a good amount of content, you know. So CA is now going to be giving us extra content for Shadows of Change. So I'm guessing whenever this update drops, whenever you buy Shadows of Change now, it hopefully should be worth it. So this is part 1 on Cathay here. Now, reflecting on Shadows of Change, they'll cut the bullshit, go straight to it. And before I even say this, it's great that this is the first time that I ever seen or witnessed, for the most part, where a community of Total War players, such as myself and other people, all got together and really made a huge pushback on Shadows of Change. Like, dead ass serious. Everyone, I ain't gonna lie, we bitched, moaned, complained, put our foot down, and we showed CA that that's not right. You can't do that. Just because you think that we love Total War or we love Warhammer, that we're simps, you know? So that's number 1. Number 2, they thought that we as gamers, you know, we just buy anything. You know, that's not the case. No, we buy what's worth it to our money. You know, your money is power. I wish more gamers will understand that, but more gamers don't really care. They don't really care about that, honestly, you know, because most people are casuals. But let's go ahead and let's get into this here. So we believe we can put this right for you. We have listened to your feedback these past months to provide you with better and more varied options for your armies. We know that you are our community and as passionate about the game as we are, and we're pleased to say that many of your suggestions are being enacted on. Not all ideas and requests are possible. The Era of Call Friends is, as you come to expect, a rich and exciting setting for Total War, and we work closely with the Warhammer studio to ensure that the content for this era of Warhammer is faithfully represented in our game as possible. All of the forces featured within Shadows of Change DLC can look forward to a sizable collection of reinforcements, but we won't be adding hag mothers as generic lords, as Mother Ostokya is the only hag mother of Kiss. Similarly, the relationship between Gonsponders and Ungles is taking a backseat as we look less at the tensions of historic Kislev culture and more at what defines Kislev as a unified military force in the era of Call of Friends. Now, I would like to say this though. I kind of wish that they would go ahead and lock Mother Stonkya's units to Kislev like they did with Mother Stonkya, because to me, I don't think Kislev, they should be getting access to her units and vice versa. You know, Kislev needs to be doing something special in order to do that, just like Mother Stonkya. To me, that's not fair. You know, like Mother Stonkya, oh, I gotta travel to the motherland, while Kislev's like, well, we're already here, so we get it. No, I don't like this. It's just kind of similarly. We won't be adding beaks to Zangors. As while this avian characteristic occurs in other Warhammer setting, these elite gores in the old world represent those beastmen who have drawn the eye of the change of ways. Rather than a totally separate offshoot breed, but as ever, we aim to ensure that whatever we add to the Total War Warhammer 3 is authentic to experience of the world of the Warhammer as possible. So as you guys see there, they're working with Games Workshop to kind of keep the old world intact, because, you know, I believe that Total War Warhammer series really brought back the old world, you know, in many ways. So what to expect moving forward? What do we expect? Let's see here. Looking to the future, the team and I love the Warhammer universe and want to make as much content for it as possible. Whether that be adding future exciting characters like the Golden Knight, as particularly units and creatures. Yes, I'm looking at you, the Mighty Hot Pot, or other unexplored lore. We still plan to make many more DLCs to Total Warhammer 3, with more of them like Thrones of Decay following the same premise and composition of Shadows of Change, where all we add and develop to the 3 existing races from across the Warhammer world. Accompanied by our patches and updates, this will give us the opportunity to go back to some of your most beloved races and give them attention. Now, I wish, and I really wish, that they would add Arabia to the game. I really do. But that's just me. So I hope that Games Workshop revisits Arabia and such, because they keep saying they're going to be adding many more DLCs. Like, this is going to be like the definitive, like, you know, game as they work on another Total War stuff. But we'll have to wait and see. But I really do hope that they do this. Well, I laid out what you expect from Shadows Change and stuff like that. Okay, so DLC-wise. DLC content, Shadows Change, and Thrones of Decay. So, this is for both of them. 3 Legendary Lords, each playable in the Realms of Chaos and in Mortal Empires. Unique gameplay mechanics for each Legendary Lord. 3 Legendary Heroes, 1 per race. That's cool. 3 Lords, 1 per race. 3 Heroes, 1 per race. 5 units. Infantry, Cavalry, Monsters, etc. per race. 3 Regiments of Renown. 1 free LC character. A Coiled Hellbreast for the Shadows Change, and a Legendary Lord for Thrones of Decay. Potential for the new spell lore, new mounts, new additional free LC. So, subject to the IP, theming, and other DLC, and where applicable. Because how nice CA is, by the way, they made us a little chart comparison just to make sure that, you know, see what kind of the differences between content. So, if you see out here, Shadows Change at launch gave us 3 Legendary Lords, 1 Legendary Hero, 1 Lords, 1 Hero, 10 units, 9 Regiments of Renown, 0 Magic Lores, and 1 free LC, which I think was that Magdova? No. Yes, no, yes, no. I don't remember. No, I don't think so. No. Shadow Change without update with 4.2. 3 Lords. It's going to give us 3 Legendary Heroes. Let me rephrase that. It gave us 1 Legendary Hero here. Sorry about that. 1 Legendary Hero. So it's giving us 2 extra Legendary Heroes, 2 extra Lords, 2 extra Heroes, 16 units, plus 6 more units, 9 Renown, still the same, plus 1 Lords of 1 Magic, which is nice, and also plus 2 free LC. So, thank you for your invaluable feedback, and since the release of Shadows Change, in particular, the thoughts on improving the rosters have parity across the races and content we are adding to as part of it. You know what's funny is that I really think Games Workshop went out of their way and basically cussed CA out. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I really do believe that's what Games Workshop actually did. As mentioned above, each race will now have a Legendary Lord, Hero, Legendary Lord, Legendary Hero, Lord, Hero is 5 units. The way I said that. Well, this DLC so is just reiterating what we just saw the chart there. So where possible, the further content we will be adding thematic lores of magic, mounts for the new and existing characters to make use of, and making some much requested DLC where it makes sense. Cough, cough, Caterin Sled. I hope that everything I mentioned above looks much more in line with what your expectations for the DLC as we move significantly bridge the gap to our past productions like Chaos Dwarfs and what we will offer moving forwards and starting with Shadows Change. Now, the Chaos Dwarfs, you know, to me was a little bit more of a different situation because it's adding a whole brand new, you know, race, and that most like, you know, usually justifies the cost. But like Shadows Change, like, I mean, they added new Legendary Lords, and it's not a new race. You know, it's just like you're adding to an existing. I don't know. It's really, really weird. Like you're not adding anything particularly new. Now it's like if they're adding an Arabi, you know, I wouldn't mind paying $25 as long as it costs $25, and you know it has all the additions of a new race like sand magic and all that other stuff. So that would be cool. So Grand Cathay additions. We set the scene. We went back to look at what we could add to enrich the offering of Grand Cathay and Shadows Change. We focused heavily on the theme that surrounds the Jade Dragon, his celestial court, and having his eyes and ears everywhere, having the ability to quickly react and protect his empire to be the emperor in all intents and purposes. There's been plenty of conversations with Games Workshop and looking to find characters and units that best complemented this approach, and we made sense from a lore perspective. Looking into what we had included previously in Total Warhammer 3 or Shadows Change quickly helped us fill in some of the gaps in Cathay's roster, such as the Gate Master and the Celestial Lion. The Lion in particular is something that almost made the cut for the original Shadow Change, but I'm super excited to see it now in the roster as both monstrous unit and also a mount option. But also, it also got us to look a little bit further Field 2, as you will see with our first ever legendary hero for Grand Cathay, Cathay the Watcher. Cathay the Watcher Heavens is a legendary hero. So let me introduce the Cathay's first colossal legendary hero. We want to add Cathay to move away from what is currently known as the Grand Cathay and showcase some other inhabitants of the Mighty Empire. Cathay represents an ever-watching protective figure, not dissimilar to Yunbo, but as you will see it a fair bit larger. Cathay gives us the opportunity to expand Cathay's use of magical constructs, something which is core to the great nation and how it protects itself, along with giving them devastating long-range artillery like potential. Cathay also leads them nicely to the connected Jade Dragon, which has the winds of Azir Heavens and more magical elements of Grand Cathay. You know, I kind of wish that, like, if they get Heavens magic, right, I really do wish like they would change like the theme of like the magic is being casted. You know, pink is like red and gold, or red, gold, yellow, something like that. You know, that'd be kind of cool. All right, so this is, as you guys see, is a legendary hero Satang, who's a construct. Here, Jesus, looks amazing, and he has wings. Above, you can see the first step we take when designing and adding content to our DLC, starting with the thumbnail image. It gives us a big, quick, flexible method to work with Games Workshop in first releasing the character or unit. Its job is to get across the scale, flavor, functionality, and work required to bring this model to life, but be essentially adaptable suit the needs of the IP in the game before we move on to the next stage of the creation process, the concept art. So as you guys see, what they have to do first is that they have to create the concept art first, and then once the concept art is finished, they give it to Games Workshop. And, yo, Games Workshop, is this good? Are we good? You know, X, Y, and Z, yada yada. And Games Workshop like, you know what? That's perfect. Add it. You know, so a lot of things that they do have to go through Games Workshop first to make sure that, you know, everything coincides. And so, y'all, we really want to raid me. You know, get Games Workshop. Oh, I'm sorry. I know y'all like, dude, shut up, I'll raid you, bro. Chill. When into the concept stage creation, we were looking up to the visual quality of the model from the thumbnail, adding details looking at the materials and textures used. This will act as a comprehensive blueprint to guide our 3D character artists in the creation of the final model for you to play in the game. We also use a sounding board for how our animation designs will work. We can decide and scale body parts to work with the game's engine, creating a proxy model, and testing and maximizing the fun of the character. That's really cool. Yeah, look at the concept part here. So it's so cool. I love it. I really do. All right, so the gameplay overview of Satang. He's a giant-sized hero, so we're not going to read a lot of it, but we're going to read some of it here. So he's a construct, you know, the introduction of Satang into the game. We have revalued the royal constructs on the Cathay roster. The Terracotta Sentinel and both Guardian Lions are now considered constructs with the same rules as constructs found on the Tomb King's roster. Satang has the ability that synergizes with this type of unit, and he also gets tough and heavy. Satang has high amounts of armor, which enables it to shrug off most attacks from non-armor piercing sources. As heavier characters, Satang will be able to send smaller enemies or entities flying with ease. Now the giant bow. Armed with a giant bow, Satang can deliver long-range attacks, singular targeted shots with devastating. Now, I mean, it might say devastating precision, but question is, can he hit the what you call it though, like a flying? You know, that's the question. So the Grandmaster of the Celestial Cities hero. You may have seen this art character since the release of Total War 3, a character which didn't quite make the final cut. He is now to stand tall and add a bit of melee strength to your Grand Cathay front line. Now, it looks like this is a shield unit hero, Gatemaster. I like his sword design. That's really nice. Yeah, I like everything about this design, honestly. Just looking at it. Like, I might actually have to design a character after this. I'm about to bookmark this page. True. Oh, yes. I need a character in this type of design. The Gatemaster is a defensive line-holding hero with hybrid weaponry. Using his abilities, he can buff the defenses of nearby troops while shooting enemies with a crossbow from behind. The main battle line, a fun fact, is that the Gatemaster is the first hero with a conventional crossbow that we have put into the game, Dark Elf Repeaters notwithstanding, which will serve as the armies of Cathay well in many different scenarios. So the hybrid combatant, Gatemaster uses the combination of sword, shield, and crossbow, making a very adjustable or adaptable unit in the forms of combat. Defensive, the Gatemaster excels at defensive warfare with several abilities that buff friendly battle lines, and when mounted on the Warhorse, the Gatemaster can quickly move between the battle lines to where he is needed most. So it also gets to mount Warhorse. Then the Great Moon Bird, monster and monstrous unit. So you already know what kind of who they took the model from. I mean, a lot of the bird units, you know. So, but this Great Moon Bird though looks really cool. I mean, Cathay needed a giant bird on their roster, so I'll take it. So gameplay, similar to the High Elf Phoenixes, the Great Moon Bird is a magical flying monster with flaming attacks and powerful AoE vortex ability. Grand Cathay haven't had any flying entity or single entity monsters in their roster before now, so new strategies will become viable in battle, whether it is providing air-to-air defense, or sky jumps, or striking deep into the enemy lines. The Great Moon Bird is also a mount for the Astromancer, which offers them a whole new level of battlefield mobility. Nice. So you get airborne, the Moonbird can fly, traverse otherwise impassed terrain. Moonfire. By flapping its wings, the Great Moonbird can produce a vortex of moonfire, which damages all enemies caught within its radius. And flaming magical. Much like the Arcane Phoenix, the High Elves, the Great Moonbird can deal flaming and magical attacks. Then we have the Celestial Lion. Oh, now that's the color design that I like right here. Oh, hell yeah. The red, blue, white, and gold. Yes. That's it. That's the one. In the tweet. So, Celestial Lion is another flying entity monster in the armies of Cathay. So this unit gets fast. Celestial Lion has exceptional ground mobility, make it perfect for harassing tactics or flanking. Airborne, flying above the battlefield, the Celestial Lion can traverse otherwise impassable terrain. And fearsome, by utilizing its fearsome roar ability, the terror attribute, the Celestial Lion can strike fear into the hearts of enemies. So if you're going against an archery-based archer unit, that's it for you. So before I end today, I want to cover a omission that I have been hoping for in Grand Cathay's roster update, an elite core infantry unit. There's a very good reason for this. Trust me, we aren't joking about. The first, as we explained, is keeping on the focus of the Celestial Court and the Jade Dragon. The second being that Celestial Court don't have a unit of this type to add. To that, we only just scratched the surface of possible content we can create for Grand Cathay. As I mentioned earlier, we have plans to support the game with lots of new content for the foreseeable future. So we can expect this. The team will work on flat out on everything ready for a release, but we want to be upfront with you. There's a chance that our intended date could be shift slightly. This is the truth of the nature of video game development. Spotting those last-minute issues or adding the final polish, which can lead to the release dates changing. It's important to us all that we get patch 4.2 out right now for you, so we won't rush it out before it's ready. As it stands, today we're on track to release in the middle of the month, but like I said, this could shift closer to the end of the February, depending on how the remaining work goes. I'm optimistic. The team are on super energized for getting everything done and ready to put into the hands. Next week, I'll be back, take a deep dive with additional units come to Zeech, along with confirmation of 4.2's release date. Thanks for the time. Thanks for taking the time to read and chat with y'all next week. So, with that said, guys, let me know what y'all think of patch 4.2. Do y'all think this is the right direction CA is taking? Are you guys proud of what CA is doing? Are you guys excited for new additions to Shadows of Change? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for taking time to watch. Thank you for taking time to listen. Thank you much for your support. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. Also, if you guys want to, definitely consider becoming a Patreon or a channel member to support the channel even further. Thank y'all for watching. Peace out. Much love, Brady. Have a good one, y'all. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and also hit the bell notification down below. Thanks for watching.